Tell me if it is or not. What does it feel like?
Oh, not even close.
What does it feel like? You can just drag your thumb and
It just slides right across. There's no
bite
there's no
there.
drag, nothing.
Okay, so what we need to do is get this one to where this one was, at the 1K level, all the way across. So I could use a Norton 4K. I'm going to use a DMT 1200 grit because it's a little bit faster and I don't have to refresh it. So I have my DMT. Use it. I don't know if you could use these without water. You probably could, but let me see here. Like I said before I move on, not doing enough work here is what I consider the #1 mistake that people make with not being able to get their razor sharp. And I want to talk about one quick experiment that I did. Was that people on the straight razor place, there was a few people that couldn't get their razor shave ready, and I said, all right, send me the razor and I'll put the bevel on it here, and then I'll let you try to polish it and see if you can get it to shave. And sure enough, everybody was able to get it to shave. So that kind of confirms a little bit what I had thought about it, but so here we're going to do it. Wet the stone. I don't know how much work it's going to take. I don't know. It could take me 2 minutes. It could take me 20 minutes. I really don't know, just depending on how dull the actual edge is. And the different razor manufacturers use different steels. Yeah, Sergio.
Something really quick. You're using right now the 1200?
This is a DMT 1200. If I could use a 4K, it would take longer.
That's what I was going to say. Any razor, even if it doesn't have chips, you take to the 1200?
Not any razor, but any eBay razor.
Can I take any razor to the 1200 and then the 4K? Like, I'm not
You
going to ruin the edge.
could, but you're not going to ruin the edge. In general, most people will recommend just starting on the finest grit that you could. I mean, if you're close and a caudicle will get you there, then there's no point in dropping back down. It takes a lot of experience to know what grit level.
So if a razor is just not shave ready, but it's not super dull with chips, I could start in the 4K. Like that's a good point. The Norton 4K, if I had a new razor, I needed to set the bevel, or it feels kind of sharp, I'll probably start on the 4K. That's what I meant. Not every razor needs to. To set a good bevel, you don't necessarily.
No, you don't need the 12K. It'll take more time to do it on the 4K to do the same amount of work. But yeah, hopefully that answers your question. So like I said, I don't know how long this is going to take me. I have to hone it until it's sharp. There's nothing. This is a full hollow ground razor, and I know by experience that it takes less time because there's less metal to remove. If this were a wedge, like that one, it's a thicker grind. These take more time to hone because you have to remove more metal in general. That's just the way it is. So, but now that you guys kind of have your test somewhat calibrated, you can know which one's the one I was drinking. I don't even know. I don't know. Whatever. So, anyways, this is.
I've never heard anything.
This is nice and flat. So I'm just going to do my regular strokes here. I'm probably going to do about 20 strokes and then kind of see if I'm sharp anywhere. If I made any progress here. Lost count. 10. I'm using no pressure here because I just want to show you guys that if you don't use any pressure, you're going to have the best chance of keeping the most even edge here. If I have a razor that I know is really dull, there's a couple advanced techniques like circles or Japanese style honing that I'll use, but start off using just the normal. It's like a golf stroke, practice the same thing and use different clubs or different stones to get the different. So, okay. I can feel different areas of the blade are dull and different areas are starting to get sharp. That's the way that it'll work in general. So I can tell you the heel is a little bit sharp. Right here it's not. It's a little bit sharper up here by the toe. Why don't you guys feel if you can take a razor and feel the different areas of it, feel which areas are not sharp and which areas are sharp, then that's really the key. That's good. See if you can kind of feel if there's any areas that are sharp and any areas that aren't. You feel a little bit of drag anywhere?
Yeah, definitely at the heel and the toe, and then the middle's still a little bit
Why don't you
dull.
give it to a few other people and see if they can. These are both drinking water.
How do you feel without touching here?
You don't use pressure, and you're the one that is in control. You don't do anything stupid. Just little short, choppy, little bit. Feel it, just slightly dig it. That's it. Do you guys feel anything it's sharp in certain areas and not in certain areas at all?
Yeah.
Why don't you pass it to Tony? So that was about 25 passes maybe. This razor is sharpening up pretty quickly. A lot of razors I'd be nowhere right now. So I know this type of razor, Gold Bug, it's really hollow ground and it's got a pretty soft sort of steel. So it should hone up pretty quickly, which is one of the reasons why I chose it. Make it easier on yourself, right? Work harder, not smarter. All right. So I'm going to do another 20 and test it again. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. My stroke is pretty consistent, and it sounds kind of the same if you can hear it. I'm doing a little bit of an advanced stroke that I'll show you a little bit about later. But okay, let's test it again. Yeah, I didn't really make too much improvement right here. The toe is still pretty sharp. I still need some more work. So I don't know how long this is going to take. Let's keep going here. I'm going to do.
fast forward the video.
Yeah, we can fast forward it, but anyways, in real time I still got to do it. So I can go a little quick here.
It's starting to sound good,
Yeah.
right? Did you notice the difference of the sound?
See, I'm not used to going so slow. Actually, I actually feel more comfortable going at a little bit of a quicker speed, and I'm not using any pressure here. I'm just using enough. I'm just moving the razor across the stone. But some people say they could actually hear and feel when the razor gets sharp on the stone. It sounds a little bit different, and it might feel a little bit more suctiony. Do you guys feel that when the razor is sharp or not? I don't really feel a difference personally too much, but some people say they can, and maybe they can. I don't know. Maybe better. So I don't know how many passes we did there, but we should have made at least some improvement. I hope so, at least. Whether you'll be here a while. Okay, it's sharp here. Still right about there. I'm not completely happy with it. Let me pass it around one more time. See if you guys can feel if it's improving to what you guys say about that.
I guess I can tell about the sharpness from the sound because
You can.
I don't really think about it when I'm doing it,
Mhm.
but I was listening to you doing it and I was thinking to myself, that sounds sharp, and
Okay.
you pulled it opposite.
Okay.
Mark, yeah, I felt the same thing. So right, it's another difference too. David,
Yes.
do you recommend wiping off the blade when honing?
When I'm going from a lower grit to a higher grit, yes. I mean, I can put it back on this stone right now, and I don't think it's really going to make that much of a difference. This is a really coarse stone. But if I have 4K stone and I do some work on it, I want to wash and wipe the blade before I flip it over and turn it to the 8K side.
Because you could drag particles of the other
Yes.
phone to the new one.
Exactly. especially with pace